we just have to mature, really. We're the 343rd least experienced team in the country, and sometimes we play like it. So we'll take the win along the way. As we grow up and mature, we'll play better, I think.
Was it mostly some mental errors kind of toward the end of that second half that caused you guys to sputter?
I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know whether we kind of lost our juice. We're playing so many people, I can't understand how you could really lose your juice, but it looked like we lost our juice. We've established a couple of things that I like. Like Mike Hughes has shown he can score on the block, which is a good thing. We've shown that we can pressure and turn people over, which is a good thing. Our consistency of efforts not as good as it should be. Our turnover, like we're turning the ball over against no pressure, which is ridiculous. We've gone 16, 16, 17 against nobody that's really in our grill. You just can't do that. A lot of those are just foolish, illegal screens, or I think we had 3 of those. We should have been up 20 points at halftime, but we butchered up 4 or 5 fast breaks. We just got sloppy with the ball. To be good teams, you got to be better than that.
Big disparity between the fouls called on your end and them, plus the turnovers on their end and yours. It seemed kind of like something's out of whack there.
Well, evidently we fouled. Again, you have to play hard defensively with discipline, and if you don't have discipline, then you foul. I don't know. I'll watch a tape and then I'll determine. But I thought, we kind of got trading basket mode, which I think it's hard to have a lot of flow to the game when you're in the bonus at the 14-minute mark. Now you can't really be aggressive defensively, although we still press some. We're just a young green team. But I made the determination today that I was playing those young big kids, and I don't care what happens. If we have to take a hit or two along the way, I'm playing them. I don't care. Because for the good of the program down the line, those guys are going to be good players, and we have to take our hit until they're ready to play, really. That's how I see it.
You talked about playing, not being able to play Bezeau after the opener against William and Mary. This time they're rotating in with him and Rotroff together. How have you seen those two guys work so far?
Well, I really liked Amari Kelly. I thought he played really well, and I got on him. I said, "Yeah, you can't blame me this time because you opened your mouth and got the technical foul, which was your 4th foul." I said, "You're playing well, and it's just when you get pulled over by the policeman, they have all the power. You can't really say much, and the referees have all the power. You have to be quiet." But he played well. Rotroff's a good player. He's going to continue to get better. He's going to get stronger. And Bezeau is a scoring machine who hasn't really showed it yet, but he hasn't really been out there. And then the one he did make a legal screen. So sometimes things just happen. But I think all 3 of those guys are going to be good players. I'll be shocked if they're not mainstays before we're done. Now, I don't know when that's going to be. It'll probably be next year. But in a year, those guys will be really good players.
You talked about Amari's technical. Same situation with Eric?
Well, the referee told me what happened on Eric's. So the referee said that they said, "Be quiet." And he said, "Well, that was a phantom foul," and he teed him. But I guess when they say be quiet, I guess you should be quiet. But it's not the worst technical. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard said to a referee. But he has the power. They're not, listen, they don't want to listen to 18, 19-year-old kids, right? Would you? I have to sometimes, but I really don't like to.
Keith, what's it like? You played 12 guys today, like you said. What's it like for you managing that and just balancing that?
It's not easy, right? And so we played a lot of guys a lot of minutes, right? And probably 7 of them aren't very happy right now. So that's they're never going to be happy, right? So what you have to do eventually is figure out who should play and play them. The big deal for me is I'm not quite sure yet. I'm getting closer, but who should play that 2 spot? Like Mike Lou's a really good player, but he hasn't really played great yet. So what do I do? Do I just give him the minutes, or do I play Tavian, who's played a little bit better? Or do I play Lamar Norman, who's had his moments where he's been pretty good? Or do I play Wade behind? It's complicated, because again, those freshmen I've never seen in extended periods. I went into the game thinking I was gonna play Mike Lewis 25, 26 minutes, but I didn't. So, you know, you have an idea. We went into the game thinking we're gonna cut Marcus Weathers back some minutes, and we were gonna cut Eric Williams back some minutes, and play Mike Lewis more minutes. But it just, I don't know, what did Eric played 26, which is low for him.
Right.
And then Marcus was a little sick, he played 21, which is, so we did accomplish those two things, we just didn't quite get to Mike Lewis, which, you know, we just went the other way.
Right.
Again, it's performance-based, it's hard, right? You have to, and it's hard to be a player like that, because, you know, look, Mike Lewis is capable of making 3, 4, 5 in a row, even after he missed 5 in a row. So, it's hard on him, I'm sure.
You mentioned that Marcus was under the weather, but in that the first half, he had that drive down and penetration, and he sprinted it down. That's your center making a layup sick. Just what did you think of his effort on that play?
I think Marcus is trying too hard. He's a great kid, and he's got some rust on him. I think he's been just fair. He hasn't really played up to where he can play, but he's trying hard. It's all mental. He's trying too hard, I think. You know, I probably don't help because I'm on him constantly. So I'm not the greatest at massaging people when they're struggling, which I'm trying to get better at, but it's hard to teach a old dog new tricks.
Keith, you mentioned, you know, the struggles you have with 12 guys, playing 12 guys, but at the same time, it's night and day from last year where there were really like 3 or 4 guys mostly carrying the load. Do you see that make a difference and maybe be a positive thing later in games, particularly?
Well, I think later in the year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think, you know, what happens is in basketball, it becomes such a grind in February that if you're not rested, or you're not, you know, getting in the weight room, or if you're not, you know, doing a lot of rehab, then you don't play great if you don't have a lot of guys. So one guy might hit the wall at different times. Like these young kids, a lot of times they hit the wall really early, like about now, right? And then they come back. But sometimes the older kids, they get it kind of in February, March, they struggle. So at least with this team, we have some options. And, you know, our thing is we just have to continue to develop and get better. We can't really and again, like for me, it's really difficult because I'm so now oriented that like I have to take a deep breath and understand what I'm dealing with. For instance, Lamar Norman, I think Lamar Norman's going to be a good player. He fouled twice on the jump shot, right? He offensive fouled. Now I can get mad at him, but really I'm not mad at him. I have to teach him. And so that's a little bit new for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a bunch of puppies that I really have to potty train, right? I know my wife will like that because I've never potty trained any of my dogs. She does it all. Hey, this is the first damn time you've ever been in here either. What are you doing in here? Get out. No, I'm just kidding. She's never been to one ever, right? Never.
Anything else?
She knows better than that too. She knows how superstitious I am. Better win the next game. You'll never be back.
But if you win, she comes back, right?
If we beat Pitt, then she's allowed back in. If not, she's sent to Siberia. See you guys.